Hello. Maybe James is not
Streamlabs?
hello.
There it is. What?
Hello.
What's up, my brother?
James! Oh no!
So the
Oh,
update
wow.
stream info thing isn't going away.
You
I
gotta
can't.
minimize the other window and then try it.
Yes.
I can't. It won't let me.
Oh, that's cuckbutt.
Oh wait, no, I did it.
Technical difficulties. How we always start our streams.
Yeah, exactly.
Testicular difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
There we
You
go.
know how it
I'm
goes.
gonna just go back into Streamlabs.
They gave me a free sample pack of these little blue pills because of that.
Heck yeah, man. That's how we roll.
They were useless
Streamlabs.
because
Oh,
I spent my whole time here doing this. So
yeah, I'm relaunching Streamlabs real quick. 'Cause I'm a
Word.
do your
fucking
business,
goober.
bro. Do your business.
You guys go ahead. You guys go ahead with your weeks and shit.
Word. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties are our norm to start off our amazing Level Unlock podcast episode.
It's a great way to start off our week.
9. Thank you for joining the greatest place on the internet, video game news, fun, and pure randomness. As always, I am Mr. Jeremy Walker, Captain Geach 15, Captain underscore Geach 15 on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and the new and approved just straight Captain Geach 15 on the Instagram.
Just straight hustling, yo.
Always. I changed my my fitness profile into a gaming/fitness profile. Whenever I decide to lose weight, I'll
It's like an oxymoron.
It is really, so it's kind of I'm fat, so I don't need a fitness profile right now. Mr. Schroeder.
Yeah, Walker, I'm surprised you didn't order Hungry Howie's today.
I did last night. It was good.
Yeah, you did.
I did. It's phenomenal. To my left is Mr. James People I Hate Studios and People I Hate 10 on Twitter. And then, as
Streamlabs
always,
is being a butt.
Mr. Jeffrey Splash Screen Gaming Schroeder on every social media there is out there in the world. What's up, Jeff?
I'm not on all of the social medias, just some of them. I got a couple accounts on a couple of them, and they all make my eyes twitch. You know,
Exactly.
that's why I use Twitch, because it's such a close relation to my real life. It's going good, my brother. It's going good. It's been a fun week. I found a game that sucked me in. Puckered me up like a bumhole and sucked me right into it like a suppositor, my friend.
That's good.
It's very fun.
That is good. Are you up in good, James, or are you still experiencing the difficulties of technology?
We'll see what happens.
Let's get it.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe
just,
in you.
Yeah, it's just. Oh wait, hey.
Up,
oh,
up,
oh,
up.
Oh,
Woo!
I'm live.
Yeah!
Welcome.
You did it!
You did it.
Yeah.
James, how you been?
Yay. I've been alright. It's been a roller coaster of shit that I've been doing. Bunch of different things here and there. You know, Devil May Cry. I've been playing Sushi Strikers on the Switch. That's a fucking gay old time. Canceling Kingdom Hearts 3 LP still. That's never gonna come back. And I've been reading some manga.
There you go. What kind of
I'm reading
manga?
some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, motherfuckers. Is there any other kind of manga? No, there isn't. I'll fucking fight you.
I fought him once. It didn't end very well for me.
No.
We'll square down, like right now. What's up?
I'm not squaring down with you no more. You did that thing that made my eye move on the wrong way. It took me like a week to make it not do that no more.
I got this Twitch now that won't go away. It's just fucking
Hey,
craziness.
Welcome.
Twitch.
This is what happens when you bathe in electromagnetic fields. Always.
Always.
I mean, always cooking. You got a box next to you that's fucking shooting out radiation after you're done. Had a cell phone call to the side of your face, eating a Hot Pocket you pulled out the microwave. Right.
Way to
Yo,
do it.
fuck Hot Pockets, man.
This is why we Twitch.
It is.
Hot Pockets have two temperatures. They have frozen or molten lava.
Yeah, there's no in between.
No.
Never.
Neither of which are, yeah, they're never into, they don't necessarily
Correlate
not
to eating.
I keep on saying conclusive, but exclusive to one another.
Neither one of them are consumable. To put it
Sometimes
easy.
you'll have a frozen center and lava around it.
Exactly. And it never,
Oh, that's just a bad day.
always.
That's just a bad day altogether.
I was there for it. It did suck.
So how was your week been, Schroeds?
Good. I have been playing the shit out of Grand Theft Auto RP. And it's pretty fun.
What have you been playing on it?
So, in a nutshell, they took the game that is Grand Theft Auto. Now, the Grand Theft Auto, like, from my experience and from a bunch of folk I spoke with about it, they all say the same thing, that Grand Theft Auto Online is very similar to that of Red Dead Redemption Online, of which they don't give a lot of love, really, and it sucks, and it's a very toxic environment for the most part.
Very
From what
toxic.
I'm told, I don't know. I've never done it. Really. I did it for like a minute, got killed a bunch of times as soon as I spawned in. I was like, and it ain't for me, and I didn't go back. So, but from what I've heard from other people, it's a very toxic place.
Mm-hmm.
So what they did is RP stands for roleplay, and they took the idea of Grand Theft Auto and incorporated a roleplay everything to it. Like the whole thing is, the idea is you don't kill people. Like, you want to try not to kill people. Really, if you kill people, well, the cops come, and then the cops come, you go to jail if you get caught, and some other stuff like that. But it's a really heavy emphasis on roleplay.
I like that.
Basically.
So if you do go to jail, how do you get out? Is it like you have to post bail and shit, or how does that work? Do you know?
I never went to jail. I don't know.
You can. Being the in-house master or expert on GTA 5 RPing.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like, oh, hey, you can spend, like, just for an example, buddy of mine, Tracerek, he streams a lot of GTA 5. Basically, he only streams GTA 5 roleplay, and he plays a cop, so I know all about this stuff. And what happens is, like, hey, oh, I killed someone. Okay, I get arrested. I go to the jail, and they're like, okay, you either pay, like, $2,000, like, $2,000 or like $5,000. Let's say $5,000 in bail to get out, or I could spend 30 minutes in jail.
Wow. That's like a long time in gaming.
It's pretty accurate. It is pretty accurate, and there's different jobs you can do. Like, the idea of it being a roleplay server is that there's all kinds of different jobs. You're supposed to enact a character, ideally. So
Yeah.
like I'm a paramedic, and I was scolded by the server people because I was shooting people as a medic. But
Medics shouldn't have shotguns.
they shouldn't have shotguns. I agree with you there. However, pistols, a pistol, a tase gun.
Do they have
No,
those in
I
real
have
life?
these things. I don't know if they have a pistol, but I'm pretty
I
confident
think
they have a
they
taser.
might have a taser, yeah.
At least a taser,
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know.
right?
Is there
Somebody see me on a
firefighters?
park bench, you just run over.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any firefighters in this particular server, so I don't
Yeah.
know if
Certain ones there are, yeah.
stuff blows up too quick, and buildings don't really catch on fire.
No.
Like,
I know
cars only on fire for like 10, 15 seconds before it blows up.
because
so.
I know in the regular Call of Duty, not Call of Duty, jeez, the regular GTA 5, there's like fire trucks and shit that they will come, and then you can jack their vehicles and spray the water at people, which is always fun. But that's kind of cool though. I like that they did that. That's huge right now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
huge. It's one of the number one things on the different streaming platforms. And the other thing that's neat, that I think is kind of neat about it, is you guys already know I like telling stories.
Yep.
Or at least I want to. Theoretically, I like to do it. I haven't really.
And this allows
well,
you to do so.
Yeah, this is a creative outlet to create a story for this character.
Right.
You know.
I was thinking my character has a regular job, and then because they don't like PvP fighting all crazy,
Yeah,
this
perfect.
character's an actor.
I like that.
So we get the cops You let them know, hey, at this time on this day, we're going to be filming a scene in this area, but there's going to be a shootout, right? And then this way you can kind of maybe do both
I like that.
and film a story. I was thinking about doing like something with the El Chupacabra involved.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Because there's a million masks.
Right now there is 174,000 people watching people
Damn.
play Grand Theft Auto. It is 30,000 more people than Fortnite.
Jesus.
Like
Like
the popular.
it is like this game. So was there an
Well-
update to this as to the reason why it literally just came out of nowhere and skyrocketed?
Yeah, this came out 2 years ago. It
Yeah,
just hasn't.
this mod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's the same idea. It's just like people I hate just said. It's just been modified. You know.
Well, like it recently was there something like how did this? I don't know if you guys know or not, but I feel like this literally came out of nowhere because for the
Probably
longest
pretty much.
time I never seen Grand Theft Auto 5 up there in the views at all, and now it's
Nope.
been leading for the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm gonna chalk it up to maybe some streamer got his hands on it and started really having fun with it, and his ginormous freaking audience was like, it was influenced by streamers, says Aimright.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
Because
yeah,
that's,
it just
that's
took a while
insane.
for it to grab. Once it grabbed, and you had a couple of the big guys doing it, everybody was like, "This shit is fun," and it is fun. So you guys should get that game, and if you already have it, download it.
Yep.
And then join us.
Yeah, because I've been looking, I've been trying to figure out. I'm like, this game
So
literally
fun.
came out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. Because yeah, there's multiple people with multiple thousand.
hmm
There is 20 million
Today was-
people that follow the Grand Theft Auto 5 page.
Dude, today was epic in our server. It was fucking hilarious, dude. I spawn in and immediately I have a. I think the first thing I did is my car got shot a bunch of times while I was driving because there are bad guys too.
Yeah.
There's gangs, like actual human beings that come together and form gangs, and then
Yeah.
other gangs fight against other gangs. And I was driving, I think, a blue cop car, so they just saw a blue car and they're the Reds, so
Yeah.
they started firing at me, and then they killed me because I'm not good at dealing with that type of stuff. But once they realized I was a paramedic, they got me back up and more or less set me on my way. Car flipped over, and I had to call mechanics to come to my
hmm
car and flip it over and fix it. Dude, it's a good time. It really is.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of fun.
So with like a mechanic, I'm assuming that's a job. So then you can.
Mhm.
That's awesome though. How many people do you think are in these servers at once?
I think 28. Aimright's in one right now, if he's watching. But I think it's 28, maybe more, but I think 28.
Yeah, I think Tracer X, his server's one of the bigger ones, and I think it could have up to like
32.
I think it could have like up in the 30s at a time.
So you essentially then join a server. So say we have 7 people that wanna all participate. We essentially find a server, pick a job. Obviously, we have to be added to it, and then we go in, and then all of us can be essentially whatever, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, like the first thing you have to do, some have 64, he says. But yeah, essentially you have to get your driver's license, so you have to pass a test. And then once you get that, you got to get a driver's license, a motorcycle license, and a truck driving license.
That's insane.
And then the only jobs that, at least on this specific server, the only jobs that because the other ones might be different, the only job that you have to specifically be given is the EMT job and the police job.
Mhm.
And you have to be an EMT before you can be a police officer,
Okay.
Yeah.
which makes sense. You learn how to use the controls, you learn how to operate. Because it's, I guess, a lot of them are a little bit different in their user interface and everything.
Yeah,
So-
it's all a little different.
So in the
Yeah, they're
actual
all
game,
unique.
one of the key points of the online when it originally started was bank heists.
Yeah.
Do you know, James, is that still a thing? And then someone
Oh,
robs
yeah.
a bank, and as a cop, you have to go then
Oh,
stop
yeah.
the bank robbery, or
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've heard many stories about how fucking intense it can get.
I want to do a bank robbery. Yo, Amory, what's up with that? Why aren't we doing a bank robbery? We should do that tonight, man.
yeah, one of the key things when the online started, when when the Call of Duty, not Call of Duty, I keep saying Call of Duty. When
This isn't the Battle Royale
yeah,
podcast anymore. God damn it.
when GTA 5 launched online, it was bank heists were the biggest thing. You get a group of your friends together and you go rob a bank.
Yep.
And you got to
That was
plan
a lot
it.
of fun.
You got to plan the heist. You got to basically make an escape route. You got to make a distraction, and you create this environment that allows you to go rob a bank. And I wasn't sure if that played into this now, which would be pretty cool if it did.
Oh yeah, I can link you some cool stuff. I can link you guys some cool videos.
Cool. I look forward to it. I asked Aimright his thoughts on that because he's the one that got me into it. He's the one that peer pressured me into doing it. I'm very happy he did it. And
One of us.
Not you too. So apparently you can rob primarily like convenience stores and stuff.
Yeah.
But he says he thinks there are some banks that let you as well. In the last server he was on before the one we're on now, you had to go get a key. There was some kind of key you had to get.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you also have to like talk it up with the mods and stuff to make sure it's okay.
I bet.
You have to get approval and shit.
I'm assuming
it's like I won't play.
I'm assuming then the big bank heists are for the regular online, the non-modded versions. I would assume then, because that was the key feature where you're robbing like skyscrapers and shit.
Yes, I believe what you are referring to is what came out. It was basically simple skirmishes.
Yeah.
Like it would just be you guys. You didn't really. There was some planning involved, but essentially you would all show up right outside of where you were going to do the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there you would go and take on your quest. So this one, you're right. Like James said, you would have to get the mods on board so that they're dungeon masters.
Yeah,
pretty much.
What they are. They're dungeon masters. So, you need to get them on board to control the certain elements to it. But at the same time, like you could role play a detective. You could have somebody playing. You could have two streamers, for example, friends. One bad guy, one good guy, and they're both streaming. Eventually, like you were talking about, what is it? You have to be an affiliate to get them to talk, or the link, or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could have a good guy and a bad guy trying to
the Twitch
detective
stream
trying
link.
to.
That'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
The detective trying to catch. That would be cool for a little movie idea. The detective trying to catch the villain.
That would be kind of awesome.
Like the amount of like machinima that like possibilities are almost endless.
So how much? I don't know if you guys know. How much does the mod? Can they manipulate the game, or essentially you have the world that is laid out, and then they can add rules into it? They can't. I'm guessing they can't change buildings and shit, right?
Sort of. Well, they can't change like buildings and stuff, but they can manipulate stuff.
Right. So they can put a you know how in Skyrim you walk through a black archway and you're in another room?
Yeah.
They can do like that idea. They can post like on the side of a building a archway if they really wanted to get crazy, but that's like the extent. I've never seen anybody add additional map assets.
No. You can do things like manipulate AI behaviors where they'll like completely ignore you. Like any human player, they'll completely ignore them.
Oh, okay.
Well, like the reviving mechanic that's used with the medics that's not a typical thing in the regular game.
No.
Like I literally have to walk over to a guy, hit F6, it brings up a menu, a list, and in that list is revive or give a health pack or like bandages or first aid or something.
Yeah.
And that's not a native thing to the game. No.
Usually they come put them on a stretcher, throw them in the back of the car, and leave.
Yeah.
Some of them do that. Yeah.
Or they get scared away in the actual game and they just leave the body there and run away.
Yeah. And as I bet you can assume, all of the NPCs that just randomly walk around for no reason are still there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like the map's alone. There's
still
a lot
a breathing world, living, breathing world still.
Yeah, and it's funny, dude. I got asked if I'm still wearing my mother's panties earlier today.
That's funny.
By an NPC. I was like, how did you even know?
So essentially, you walk up to like a random person that's live, and that's when you can hear them on your headset, correct? Like when you get close to them?
You can set it up for global chat or 5, 10, 20, 40, 80 meters.
Okay, I gotcha.
Most
makes
people
sense.
do it within like 10 meters or so, which is
Yeah.
Like
usually when
more realistic.
general talking, that's when you usually stop hearing people.
I gotcha.
Yeah, our EMTs, we roll at around 20 because 90% of the time it's loud as hell where we're going because of the damn sirens.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have to keep a little bit more distance, but
That's awesome though.
yeah, man, I wish I was streaming today. That's what makes me mad is every time I don't stream, crazy shit happens.
Record it.
Yep.
Pull up Streamlabs and just hit the record button and upload it later. You can upload that to like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, but usually that would mean I would watch it again, and
Yeah, it's true.
I know. I only
That's
happened
it's
twice
an
in
option.
the last 800 years, so.
So that's kind of cool. So, and yeah, we were saying being a mod is super hard. I'm assuming, and then that's when you can make like, in those, can you make like quests and stuff, specific quests for like people to do?
You can encourage a story.
I got you.
Again, it's very like Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
You have pieces, you have map items, you have weapons and armor and cars and shit that just spawns in random places.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking, if we were to make a machinima, I was just sitting there thinking about the idea of it, and like opening scene is a car rolling across a pier, rolling down a pier, and the idea is there's a body in the back of the trunk.
I
Because
like
you
it.
can do that, right? So, and then maybe that would trigger off the story arc for the, I mean, that obviously would be if that's obviously scene one, but, so like, why did I even say that?
No, like being able to make the mods making quests and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, you can like James had said earlier too. You were saying how the idea was you had to get a character from one end of the map to the other end of the map.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. So essentially, the mods there just not only kind of oversee everything, but also keep the peace. Like when that guy complained
moderate,
about,
if you will.
Yeah, when that guy complained about you, that's when the mod had to come in and basically, hey, don't shoot people, blah blah blah. Right.
Hammer.
I was in the right though.
You were 100%.
Yes.
So what happens
Thanks.
if you die as a paramedic then, and there's no one there to revive you? Do you wait and just revive eventually, or?
Well, typically their jobs. Well, I guess I don't know. There was at one point, dude. There was like 8 of us on the map.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So
it depends also on like the server rules and stuff.
Right. Because one dude was actually getting ready to leave the server because he didn't think it was because before we all mediated on the medics being able to defend themselves in some way.
Yeah.
The idea was no guns for medics at all, and then we're like, wait a minute. Like, there's times where we go and revive people and they immediately kill us, and we're the only dude online. Like,
Yeah.
we should be able to at least defend ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that went up to tasers, and we're like, well, tasers only stun them for a second. Like,
Yeah.
if we need to put somebody down, because then we can take him and put him in the trunk of the car,
Yeah.
drive him to the hospital or whatever, to the
then
prison.
Then you get revived that way, and
yeah,
it's a good idea. That's awesome.
Something.
I know. The server that I'm familiar with, that one, if you say die, you basically have a choice. In the matter if you want to keep the character, like no matter what happens, like you could be just fucking a rocket launcher to the goddamn face, and you could be like, yeah, no, the character lived, and okay, yeah, character's still going, or you could be like, no, this character's dead, and then yeah, you have to basically start from square one again.
How do you get guns and stuff? Like, is
You
it
buy
regular?
'em.
You have to buy them. Okay, I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if it was.
you buy them.
You can pick them up from random places and shit.
Yeah, and there's like a whole economy too that
You can
that
buy
the,
houses and shit. I'm guessing, right? Like in the
Oh, yeah.
regular.
and apartments and shit.
Cars,
like,
outfits,
yeah.
food.
Nice.
Yeah, and the mods deal with that stuff too.
Yeah, they set
It's-
the prices and everything.
Yep,
That's awesome.
they set the economy.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. That's super. And that. No wonder why that's huge right now. 'Cause that's super detailed. It's like, it's very particular, and I like that. That's pretty cool. It's different.
It is. It's nice to see it. It's nice to see a game, as uber mega popular as Grand Theft Auto 5 is, being even more popular and getting the attention again.
Oh yeah. Look how
Yeah.
look how long this game has been irrelevant for. They didn't originally launch for the PS3 and Xbox 360.
I remember standing in line at GameStop on launch day,
Yeah.
getting my collector's edition for the PS3.
Then
That game's been out for a little while now.
I have never seen a game that has stayed irrelevant as long as GTA 5 and has stayed that same $40 to $60 price point. Because usually
September 17th, 2013, it came out.
that's insane.
And
That's
here's
crazy.
here's a fun fact. Well, here's two fun facts actually.
Jesus.
Fun fact number one: it's the third best-selling video game of all time. Over 100 million units have been sold.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
And the game sold better in 2017 than it did in 2016.
That's insane.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I like it. It's like a fine wine.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It
what
gets better with age.
what does Rockstar do though? Do they keep GTA 5 or do they eventually look into GTA 6? And
Well,
the chances of them ruining the momentum this game has.
Well, here's the thing. It's kind of like a double-edged sword here, because on one hand, these servers are completely against the EULA,
Yeah.
the End User License Agreement. They're completely fucking
They
no.
don't.
If Rockstar wants to, they could shut down every single one of these like that. They could Thanos snap it
Yeah.
whenever they feel like it. But on the other hand,
Look how many people are playing them.
look at how many people are playing it, look at how popular it is, but at the same time, you gotta think, yeah, they're probably looking at developing GTA 6 by now.
Well, they
And-
probably have to wait for the engine to change. That's what
Yeah.
it is. They have to wait for the engine to evolve. I mean, granted, they have had 6 years.
Yeah.
Sure,
Oh
it's a
god,
little
it's been
bad.
6 years already!
Yeah, that's
so
insane.
you know, but once that's why everybody's all butthurt about Fallout, because it's like they used this creation kit, which was Skyrim.
Yeah.
You know,
They've
and
been
that
using
came
the
out.
same engine forever, pretty
Yeah,
much.
and that came out around the same time actually. Didn't Skyrim come out in 2012 or something?
It was
Let me
around
check.
there.
11.
Yeah.
11.
Yep.
11.
Yep.
So it's not that much older, you know.
No. But that game's still decently relevant. But yeah, I've never seen a game that's lasted and maintained as much as GTA 5. And I've been thinking about that is, do they risk releasing a number 6 and does it ruin everything that 5 has done? Because eventually, like every game, they release a new game, they're not going to keep the servers for 5. They're going to
Well,
want
this
you to
doesn't-
go to 6.
This doesn't matter, though, because it's running on independent servers.
Yeah, but for like updates wise and stuff like that, eventually all
Well,
games.
then these guys can make updates.
Yeah,
The
that's true.
server owners.
Do you think Rockstar would allow that though?
They have
I mean,
to.
they're allowing this shit.
Yeah.
They
They're not
have
gonna
to.
care.
You think that this game would have done anywhere near as well? You think Skyrim would have done anywhere near
That's
as well
true.
if you couldn't mod it?
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
well, and then
You can-
also here's the thing too, because you got to think like 2 years ago is when this modding thing started becoming big for it.
Yeah,
It's been what 4 years, 3 years since it actually came out on PC.
yeah,
You know, it had such a late start on PC, and now, and like all Rockstar games, it is a fucking console game first. It is pretty goddamn jank
yeah.
when you're playing it on
yeah,
PC.
it is. It is
Tracerek
jank as
he
fuck.
has told me on multiple occasions his setup. He has his controller. He uses his controller. He uses his keyboard, and he uses fucking pedals to
Sounds
control the
good.
game.
Sound about right there, my friend.
Yep.
All right.
So it's a console game through and through. Except now that being on PC, it's full of people can data mine it. People can
And
get
mod
into the
it,
code.
play with
They can
it.
mod the shit out of it.
Dude, when they came out, Acid brings up that. Remember when Skyrim was remastered? To the point of modding though.
Which fucking time?
Yeah.
Nonetheless,
Yeah.
there are mods out there that you can add to Skyrim to make it look like, even today, look like a next generation
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
game.
you have 4K
Like-
textures out the wazoo.
Oh, gorgeous! You can literally make that game as beautiful as your computer can handle.
Really?
Or you make it as jank as you want, as your computer can make
Yeah,
it.
I've always you guys know the old Greg.
Yeah.
You know the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
well,
Hello, Greg.
I'm all Greg. I wanted to do a mod that took the moon, and when you were standing on Wraith Rock, or
Hey, what's up?
I just forgot to tell you there's a big mac and
Okay.
Food delivery.
Nice. Yeah. I'm
Sort-
tired, so I can't remember the name of the top of the mountain. But when you get to the top of the mountain, you can hit a button, and the moon says stuff to you.
That's awesome.
Thought that'd be so cool.
That's awesome. But yeah, that's I'm hoping that GTA it maintains. Obviously, they're gonna
Yeah.
release a new one sometime because
Oh yeah.
they re-released GTA 5 when the PS4 and Xbox One came out, and obviously the next
No, a few years after, like a year after.
yeah,
It's like 2014.
and I'm assuming it'll be the same concept where the next generation consoles come out, they're gonna release potentially a new one, which obviously better graphics, things along those lines. So, and I'm assuming that this game GTA 5 will
More
still be
teraflops.
yeah. I would say it'll still stay relevant until people start obviously mining and stuff, data modding GTA 6 or whatever it may
Yeah.
be. So
Yeah. Well, they're gonna find new
Just
ways of
bring
playing
it back
with
to
it,
Vice
ways of
City, for
breaking it.
fuck's
Yeah.
sake. Bring it back to Vice
Cool.
City.
San Andreas working out.
Well, yeah, it's in 5 is in San Andreas.
Well, no, the actual games,
Yeah.
like you actually can like lift and work out and become super
Yeah.
buff.
I don't
No,
know if you
bring
can in the modded servers. I
No,
haven't
you can't.
noticed any gyms on the map.
All
No,
I want
you
is
can't
just-
do it in GTA 5.
No.
That's kind of
All I
dumb.
want is just Vice City. Just bring me back to Vice City.
All I remember
That's
I
all I
would
want.
do is to start the game off, and I would just ride my bike like crazy as fast as I can to get my stamina at max. Would go to the gym, go in and out of the gym like 20 times to become super bulk, and then I'd just play the game that way.
You know there are cheat codes for that, right?
Oh, there definitely was, 100%.
I used a cheat code once to make yourself super obese and then super buff. It
Yep.
was the weirdest thing.
And then they started nerfing the cheat codes in 4 and 5 where they locked achievements whenever you used the cheat codes.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to unlock half the achievements if you use any cheat codes.
Yeah, it's that sucks.
So how about you, James? How's your week been?
Pretty good. Been playing a lot of DMC5, trying to beat that. Well, chipping away at it, I should say. I bought Sushi Strikers, Way the Sushido on Switch. That's a really fun puzzle game. Reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5. That's fucking fantastic. I got to Notorious B.I.G.
There you go.
The Stand. I bought a Japanese copy of Metal Gear Solid 3 last night.
Oh yes, you did. I
This
remember.
was $11 on eBay, free shipping. I had to.
There you go.
Um,
On top of
and,
the $1,000 game that he wanted to buy but didn't.
yeah, the Resident Evil 5th year anniversary collection.
Yep.
That, oh god, I want that. I want that so
The
bad.
fanciest one of all of them.
Yeah.
I asked him. I
Um,
was like, "How much was that before someone bought it and decided to sell it for a 300% markup?" And he was like, "Probably like $200. Now it's selling for $1,000."
Probably. Oh, I got something in the mail today.
What'd you get?
Have you guys heard of That's It fruit bars?
That's it. Fruit bars. I don't know.
That's It fruit bars.
Nope, not familiar with that one.
So, this is totally not a sponsorship, by the way, but if you would like to sponsor us, please, I would love it. That's it. These are the most fucking delicious fruit bars I've ever had in my life.
Really?
So, okay, so I got the apple and strawberry flavor. Take
Okay.
a guess at what the ingredients are.
Apple and strawberries.
Yep, that's it.
Really?
That's it, just apple and strawberry. So here we go. Let me open one up for you.
Finally,
guys
somebody
real
was
quick.
out there with like, you know what? I don't understand why they just,
See this little bar right here?
yeah.
This has one full apple in it
What?
and 12 strawberries.
That is very interesting
You did a
looking.
good job.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, one apple and 12 strawberries. You
That
take
one
a
those
bite out of this?
Amway items.
No, it's I got it on Amazon.
Cool.
So when you actually
It's-
bite it, it's just pure.
It tastes like a fucking explosion of strawberries and apples in my mouth.
Huh. It's probably super healthy for you then.
Oh yeah,
That's what
that
she
one
said.
bar is like that one bar is like 100 calories.
That's not bad.
Hmm.
It's got here, 100 calories. It has 22 grams of carbs.
Yeah, because the fruit.
4 grams of dietary fiber. 1 gram of protein. 1 gram of sodium, or 30 milligrams of sodium. 17 grams of total sugars. 332 milligrams of potassium. Yeah, it's fucking delicious.
Sounds healthy.
Yeah, man.
This
Well, that's good.
one bar will fucking fill you up. It fills me up.
Well, considering our primary food groups are Monitor Light and energy drinks.
Yeah.
I'm actually eating right now.
Mike Richards says he doesn't eat fruit bars without chemtrails in it.
You know, he's entirely accurate. Really.
Delicious chemtrails.
Think about it.
Delicious chemtrails.
Oh, 100%. Schroeder got some pretty badass pins today at the...
Some chemtrails?
Yeah, some chemtrails. No, some badass pins at the flea market today. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
I did. I got a bunch of them. I actually got a set up right in front of me because I'm happy with the score. I got these for $17. All these.
Oh, cool.
There's those ones.
That's awesome.
There's those ones. And those ones. $17.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah. That's killer deal. Killer deal. I scolded the gentleman. I was like, "How dare you appeal to my inner
man-child?"
That is, yeah.
That's awesome. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, man. Those pins, each one of these were, and these are the pins that you get while, I guess, these are the pins you get while you're at Disney. They're all official Disney and LucasArts licensed.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, so these, I mean, they even have the little stupid...
oh, the Mickey Mouse, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thing on the back. So, I mean, think about it, man. If you went to the place where you get these...
Oh,
each one was probably $15.
Oh, 100%
Probably.
guarantee. 100% guarantee.
Yeah, you go to Disneyland and get them, you're gonna pay $1 million. It's a $280 stay here. I got for
no doubt. No, you just got that for a steal. You just got that for a steal.
Yeah,
that's awesome. My week was pretty uneventful. I spent the week played Left 4 Dead 2 with James.
Oh yeah,
how fun.
Yeah, we played some Left 4 Dead 2.
I forgot how fun that game was. It's just it's so nice not really having. Obviously, you have an objective, but not having to worry about really watching where you're shooting and what you're doing. You just literally point, aim, and kill hordes of zombies.
Just unload. Kill thousands of zombies.
It's such a relief just being able just to like literally just press and hold a button, just move the mouse back and forth, and you just are just laying waste to hundreds and hundreds of zombies.
You're Ramboing them.
And the crazy thing is, too, that's a game, I'm assuming because it's on Steam, the graphics are actually not bad at all.
They held up. They really held up.
2008, Left 4 Dead 2 came out, I think?
I thought it was 9.
Maybe 2009. So you got to think, a 10-year-old game, which you would think would have pretty shitty graphics, actually has some really good graphics. And I'm assuming because it's on a PC, as well as... because Steam owns the company. Steam owns Valve, and Valve is the company.
Well, no. Other way around. Valve owns Steam.
Oh, Valve owns Steam. Sorry. So I'm assuming they put updates in there to keep the graphics relevant, and because when you shoot
DirectX support.
Yeah, when you shoot the zombies, you do see the blood and stuff, which is what you wouldn't expect for a game that old.
You see the guts fly everywhere.
Yeah.
I shot a zombie and I saw its intestines fall out.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's rad.
So yeah, that was super fun. It's an awesome game, just basically casual with not having to worry about stupid battle royale features and dying in 2 seconds and
yeah.
Obviously,
having to remember every damn piece of every damn gun out there. And,
yep.
So it's fun. Obviously, you can get jacked up by hordes of zombies and die anyways, but it's different. It's still fun.
Yeah,
me, him, and Mark played that, and then obviously played some Call of Duty the other night, Apex, and then that was pretty much about it. I went up to the mountains 2 days ago, I think it was.
Didn't you go to the Grand Canyon?
No, we ended up because that was last Friday not Friday, 2 days ago. We didn't go to the Grand Canyon just because the weather wasn't, because that's the top of Arizona. So we
Yeah.
ended up going to the mountains, which is closer. So ended up was up 9,000 feet in the air, kind of looking down on the city. There was snow, which is pretty cool. We made snowballs.
Yeah, there was snow here today
Yeah, I heard about
too.
that. It
Yeah, there's
snowed.
fucking snow.
I heard
I had to fucking scrape off my car this morning.
I heard you guys woke up and you guys had snow on the ground.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Guess who did not?
But it's crazy
These
though.
guys.
So on the ground it was 88 degrees. We
Oh
got
man,
up.
that's chilly.
Yeah, we got up to the top of the mountain and it was 45.
Oh man, that's terrible. Oh
Yeah.
boy, 45 degrees.
Well, in retrospect, but it's just crazy.
Oh, man.
Like all you're
yeah,
doing is going
the
up.
huge dip.
Yeah. So, and then we took pictures. We walked out in the mountain. You can see the whole land. It was
That's
gorgeous.
a lot of degrees, bro.
Ended up realizing that we had no more gas. We were on E, 9,000 feet in the air. So we were like, fuck, what are we going to do? So we turn around, and I essentially just coasted the whole entire way down the mountain. Nicole's like, how the fuck did this even happen? I'm like, I don't know. Just wasn't paying attention. I was too interested in going up the mountain.
Scenery.
Pretty sure that had something to do with magic in a young girl's
Yeah.
heart.
Those are the pictures I sent you, James. I don't know if I sent
Oh,
you
yeah.
a picture, Schroeder.
I'm not sure.
But
Was that of you coasting down the mountain?
yep. So we would just coasting down the mountain. Obviously, you putting the brakes on and stuff like that. But it was awesome. And then looking at the temperature in the car, and it just started skyrocketing the further we got back down to the ground.
Oh shit.
So Walker, I got a story to tell you.
Yeah.
When you text me, you're like, yeah, I'm going to the Grand Canyon. You know, Nicole wants to go to the Grand Canyon. And I thought you were going to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Little did I know that you lied.
We were supposed to go.
Immediately after I read that text, I'm looking through my Google News, and this is like this is a few hours afterwards.
I know. Yeah, I know.
I'm looking at the Google News, and it's like 2 people found dead at the bottom of in the Grand Canyon. I'm like, did this motherfucker just like fall off the Grand Canyon and die?
And that was one of the reasons why we didn't go, because we didn't want to take the kids. Because we looked at the news.
Oh yeah.
2 tourists were taking a picture with their phone, leaning over the edge of the Grand Canyon, and they
Like
fell
idiots.
into the Grand Canyon and died.
What? How do you? Why?
They
What's
jumped
wrong
the
with
fence.
Why? Well, I see. It
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
It don't make sense to me. Why would you? How can you look at a scenario? I mean, God bless these people for they fell off a cliff, but
Hey, that's natural selection at its finest. Darwin was right.
Yeah.
One less idiot in the breeding pool.
Yeah, they
Guess
were
that's
part
a
of a
good way of
tour.
putting it.
They were part of a tour group. Why the tour guide didn't stop them, I don't know. But yeah,
he probably did. He was like, "You see that pole over there? That's all
Yeah.
rusted and kind of falling off.
Yeah.
Don't lean on that." And they
Yeah.
were like, they was too busy in the cell phones.
Yeah, they had their cell
Like
phones.
goddamn Game Boys.
The
And
they were-
fucking cell phone culture,
Yeah,
man.
they were leaning over the cliff with their cell phone, like looking straight down, and they fell over the cliff. I think it was like a couple hundred feet. I think that they dropped, maybe 1,000 some feet. They dropped. They found the bodies, but obviously they were dead.
yeah, obviously.
yeah,
they
of
was
course.
Like,
Yeah.
every bone in their fucking they were mush.
So that was one of the reasons we're like, is it safe to take 2 kids there? Probably not. I think that's something we'll wait until my parents come down.
no. Here's the thing. It's safe if you just fucking don't have shit ass kids who would just jump a goddamn fence. It's like,
Yeah. Ours
obviously
wouldn't,
high enough.
Yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't even be close enough to see over the edge of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
You're
what
not.
I mean? Like, I'd get there and I'd be like, wow, look at all that hole.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, that was good.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, there's plenty of ways to see the Grand Canyon without literally going to the very edge of the
And
Grand
cliff
Canyon.
going over it.
So.
Where you you expect to look and
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
You're gonna see dirt and rocks. You're gonna see the same shit.
Exactly.
You see top, but further away.
That's exactly why I'm not I don't see the appeal of the Grand Canyon, to be 100% honest with you,
Yeah.
because it's a fucking hole. It's a
Yeah.
big old hole in the ground.
Yeah. And so that's one reason why we're
I
like,
could dig one in my backyard right now.
my parents
it
are.
used to be filled with gutter oil.
I did.
That's what created it. Actually. It was started as a puddle.
Yeah, my parents are coming down in a week and a half, so we decided after they get here, we'll take a trip, just me and her by ourselves there, without the boys.
Make
So
sure it's safe.
yeah,
Scope
do
out the
us all-
area.
Yeah, do us all a favor and don't fucking
oh,
try
never.
looking over this so hard.
No, never. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why, on top of it being a little colder. But yeah, we saw that, and I showed it. I literally after I messaged you, I showed Nicole that. I was like,
A little fucking cold. What was it? 70 degrees.
it was the high 50s.
Oh my god, that's so chilly. It was 25 degrees outside today. God damn it.
So
It was a beautiful
I-
80 degrees.
when I showed Nicole that, I was like, "You sure you still want to go to the Grand Canyon?" She's like, "What do you mean?" So I got two people fell off and fell down and died. And she's like,
But more
"What?"
importantly, it's in the high 50s.
It is in the high 50s. But that was so we went to the mountains and then but that was still cool though. That was cool to actually explore up the mountains and stuff like that. So there's a lot to do here. So there'll be plenty of weekend adventures. So
Yeah, that's always cool.
yeah,
On the Big Rock Candy Mountain,
always.
Walker and his girl walking up the side of hills.
Boom,
Dump
boom,
it
boom.
up and all.
One day we'll
Good
take a
song.
trip
That's a good
to
song.
California. California is only about 4 hours away,
That's
depending
not
on
bad.
where you go. The Pacific Ocean's 6. The edge of California is 4, so that's kind of cool.
You could step over to California.
Yeah. And
Just
then
be
you
like,
have
hey, I'm in California, let me leave.
the Four Corners. The Four Corners
yeah.
is about 6.5 hours away, where you can put your whole body and each limb in a different state.
You could play Twister
Exactly.
and be in 4 different states. There we go.
Supposedly, somebody found out. I guess that Four Corners isn't accurate. I guess it's actually like a couple inches off. That where it's actually indicated that the 4 states actually line up perfectly, they actually don't line up perfectly. Supposedly, I guess.
See, now I can't fucking believe anything anymore.
Yeah. Supposedly somebody, I don't know how they fucking would even go about even measuring that first off. Because there's an actual giant ass memorial that has like these lines, it's all stone and it's this beautiful looking thing. But supposedly someone found out that it's actually one of the states is actually over a couple inches. So it's
God
not
damn it.
and obviously there's stories that contradict what he says, and so who knows? Like one of the conspiracy
Next thing you
theories.
know, you're gonna tell me freaking Gravity Hill's not real.
It's the flat Earth, baby.
Flat Earth.
But yeah, that was my week, and then I'll be streaming probably tomorrow because Nicole works, and then so don't know what game. I do want to get like
Cool.
Call of Duty. So
I'll be streaming then. Yeah, maybe
Word.
it'll fucking update this time.
heck yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we went to play Call of Duty, not realizing that there was an 11 gig update that was going to take 7 hours. So we all go fucking play it, and it was like, oh, psych! I'm not
Well,
playing
no,
it.
you were
I was
like,
the only one.
yeah, you were the only one. Me and Miller were just like,
Yep.
oh, hey, let's play some Call of Duty. Oh,
Yep.
I'm in.
Yeah, let's go play, guys. Oh, by the way, never mind.
7 hours, bro?
Well, it's because I was playing a game and then I quit playing the game and then it skyrocketed to like an hour. But after the game
Yeah, you were
downloads,
playing Solitaire.
yeah, I started playing Solitaire, waiting for it to. I was streaming Solitaire, waiting for it to load. Unbeknownst that the other streamers were playing Uno at the same time, so that was funny. But yeah, that was my week. You want to go into the news, or what do you guys want to do?
Well, hold on. Where can they find you guys, Jeff? Where can they find you on the places? And
The Twitch twitch.tv/Screen Gaming, and then on Instagram too sometimes, and YouTube. I do YouTube, and it's all terrible. So if you want to see some terrible content, come hang out, or don't. It doesn't really matter.
Myself, you can find me at
Oh,
Cam.
it's-
Oh, go ahead, James. Sorry.
I was gonna say, Jeff, you pick, but I guess Walker.
Oh, well, it got
Yeah,
quiet
well.
there, so you're the one that said it, so I was gonna let you go
Fill in
last.
the empty air.
Yeah, I was filling in the void.
There you go.
Captain
Sorry, I made the void.
Captain underscore Geach Instagram. Sorry, not Instagram. Captain underscore Geach Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, and then just straight Captain Geach 15 on Instagram. My new Instagram profile since my underscore got hacked and deleted,
Hack.
I turned my fitness profile into my gaming profile because I'm not doing anything fitness-wise recently. So maybe one day I'll get back into it. What about you, James? Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch when I feel like streaming with friends. Twitch.tv/People8Studios. You can find me on YouTube when I'm playing with other friends on youtube.com/People8Studios, and you can find me on Twitter if you want to know what I'm doing with my life. Nothing, spoiler alert. At PeopleAHate10.
Boom. And new from last week. I don't think we had this last week. Where can we find this amazing podcast, James?
Hold on. Let me pull it up on Twitter. You can find this not only on the wonderful site that is Podbean.com. Level Unlocked Podcast.podbean.com, or wherever you find your wonderful podcast. You can also find us on, wait for it,
drum roll,
at LVL Unlocked Pod. I had to abbreviate because Level Unlocked Podcast was too long and Level Unlocked was too long too. So LVL Unlocked Pod
on
Twitter.
Oh, we have a Twitter now.
We have a Twitter now.
Where did you get a Twitter from?
When I made it, like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
In hopes that I was emailing one of the ladies.
In hopes Podbean Senpai would notice us.
Exactly. And utilizing the social media for the podcast, feel free to throw a follow on there, comment, throw us any concerns, as well as our Discord. We do have a Discord. We're trying to find a way how to promote that a little bit better.
Yep.
It is the Level Unlocked Podcast Discord. There is links out there if you would like it. Obviously, message us, as well as levelunlockedpodcast@gmail.com. So what do we got, James?
Alright, so there's a bunch of things that went on in the news today. Well, not today, in the week.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about the Apple event?
Yeah, I can talk about good old the Apple.
Oh boy.
Good old Tim Cook event.
Always.
What's Apple baking up?
So on Monday, for those who didn't know, Apple had their annual Apple event in March, where shockingly they did not release a phone. But what they did release was much more. So coming out, one of their biggest things I feel, well, they did a bunch of big things, but one of the biggest ones is called the Apple Arcade. And what the Apple Arcade is, it is a paid service. It is a stream paid service for games. They haven't released the price, but I'm assuming probably $10 a month, kind of like Netflix, that gives you unlimited access to 100 paid games. The games will be either exclusive to Apple, or they will be made by the bigger companies, but they will be for the iPad, the Mac, as well as your phone. And
they have a lot of big names attached to it.
Yeah, EA is one of them, Ubisoft.
SEGA,
Yep.
Snowman. You know, there's some pretty big names involved in it.
It is releasing this fall. There's going to be over 100 games, and obviously games throughout time will be added monthly. There will be monthly exclusives, things along those lines. But essentially what it is, you pay per month, and it gives you the ability to download the games, play them offline.
That's the big thing, playing them offline.
Yep. Playing any game offline. There is no ads. There is no in-game purchases, which is amazing. And it allows the ability for you to jump simultaneously from one Apple device to the other, continuation of the game that you are playing. So you're on your phone and you want to switch to your Mac, it'll automatically continue the game in the exact spot where you left it on your Mac. Then you want to go to your iPad, it'll do the same thing. So it's pretty cool. It is their cloud-based streaming service. As well, like I said, it gives you the ability to download the game and play it offline, airplane mode, Anywhere and Always is what they're calling it. But the Apple Arcade. And
Okay,
go ahead.
here's my question for you guys about the Apple Arcade. They didn't announce a price, right?
No, I'm assuming it'll probably be $10 though.
No, there's no way in hell it'll only be $10.
You don't think so?
No way in hell.
Oh,
There's no way they could afford it.
$10. Yeah.
There's no way they can afford it. Yeah.
But you got to
I
think,
think-
how many iPhones are there though? Aren't there like 1 billion iPhones in the world?
Yeah,
Or
but
something
still,
stupid.
It's a lot of iPhones.
this isn't.
iPhones.
This is more gauged towards like your upper middle class.
Yeah.
The people who are going on business trips all the time. So I mean, last time I checked, EA and Ubisoft are not cheap dates. They
No.
are definitely not cheap dates. What I think for it to get into like a nice sweet spot where it's gonna appeal to like entice people and still like make Apple even a bit of money, $25 a month.
Yeah, I can see that because one of the bigger things, the graphics they're going for, are the graphics of, Battlefield, not Battlefield, Borderlands, Link, the one for the Switch.
Cell shading and whatnot.
Yeah, they're going for the actual like 3D games. Like there'll be games like that on it.
My favorite
I need to
Nintendo
get
Switch
3D
game,
game.
Link.
Well, not Link. You know what I mean?
I know.
You
Breath
know,
of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, Zelda. Sorry.
So that's Apple coming out with this thing?
It's called
Yeah.
the Apple Arcade. It is there because you know how like Google is getting to theirs with the Google Stadia, Amazon's having theirs, Walmart wants to have theirs. You have
Finally, there's really going to be the Walmart gaming console.
Yep.
After all these years, all I've ever wanted really was a Walmart gaming console. It's got a big smiley face on it.
Sony has theirs, Microsoft has
amazing.
theirs, so Apple has theirs, but it's not geared towards the games of the other companies. It's geared towards Apple only. Apple's basically doing their own thing to not necessarily compete with your Sony, compete with your Microsoft, compete with Google, but at the same time take a slice out of that $78 billion gaming pie that is, but they're doing their own thing because obviously mobile gaming is huge. I would say out of that $78 billion gaming industry, I would say half is probably from in-game app purchases.
Oh yeah.
God,
I would say maybe even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give it a good like 60-some %.
And none of these games will have in-game app purchases. Basically, they'll all come with their own updates, their own specialized features.
Yeah,
things
isn't
like
it
that.
like monthly updates?
Yeah, monthly updates. It'll just be like real, actual physical video games, just without you can't buy anything inside the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, they will have the graphics of like the Breath of the Wild, the Borderlands, as well as
things
you'll
that
have
they know the server should be able to handle.
yeah, as well as your like kid games, things along those lines. They said that
Yeah.
there's gonna be games for everybody and anybody.
Everyone.
And it's gonna start when it launches this fall. There will be a little over 100 different games to choose from, and then they will add more. And essentially, how the people who develop these games get their money back is off downloads.
Yeah.
So basically, if you have one of the top downloaded games out of this 100 games, you'll get the most money, the biggest piece of the pie. The least downloaded won't get as much. So
Makes sense. It's
they're-
like Netflix.
yeah, they're not really going towards games that like me and you can make. They're going with the companies that are already established. Not necessarily the big names, but the names of the people who make app games, like the company that makes Silver Surfer, or Subway Surfer. Sorry.
Yeah.
Say Butthole Surfer.
Yeah, Butthole Surfer.
But I'll take a look.
Ouch, that's actually a band.
The company that makes
Really?
like Trivia Crack and Candy Crush, things like that. Those
Yeah.
are the companies that they're allowing to have their games on this server.
Yeah. I'm just worried about, the developers who do make paid apps
Mhm.
that aren't going to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Because
That's some decent studios, man.
yeah, I'm worried that, hey, why would I spend, this $4.99 for this game when I could have all these games
With all of the content,
with
no
all
DLC.
the content for like included in this subscription?
But at the same time, though, it makes the people who aren't in this paid subscription work harder, because the bigger you are outside of this paid subscription, Apple is going to start bringing those companies in to make games exclusively for Apple. And so you're on the outside looking in. You want to be in that paid subscription, because at the end, then you are getting a larger chunk of money, things along those lines, and that way Apple is then paying you exclusively, instead of getting a pay per buy. So right now I can go and buy a 99-cent game. The company who makes it gets, however,
I think it's 50-50, I thought.
I think they get half the revenue, and it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, so now, okay, I need to make a game that gets downloaded a shit ton. So next month, Apple was asking me to join them in their paid subscription.
Yeah, but how are you going to get there?
Just by
is the question, because, okay, Stan the businessman isn't going to fucking care about your, fantastic game, that's winning all these awards, that's, just huge, because it costs money. While I'm already paying for this service here, that gives me all this more,
So because then I think that makes the content creators they have to come up with a game that's innovative, that gets people to want to buy their game separate from Apple's service. And Apple's going to see this independent game making all this money, and then Apple's like, okay, shit, they're making a lot of money. Let's grab them and make them a part of our service. So it makes the content creators change how they think to make them develop something new and innovative.
But there's still a lot, of stuff out there. Like, it is, there is innovative stuff still out there, but it always takes a back seat to, other shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's a game that came out on the PS4 or an Xbox One called Mad Max.
Yep.
That was a great game.
That was a game. That was a great game, yeah.
The only thing that happened, no one fucking talks about it.
No.
You know why? It came out the exact same day as Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yep.
The exact same day. Nobody was fucking playing Mad Max.
Nope.
I can tell you that right now. I sure as hell wasn't. I was running around Afghanistan as Naked Snake.
Yep.
With fucking Diamond Dog shooting Russians.
Exactly. And I think it's a transition, but at the same time, now you have all these companies that are in Apple's cahoots, that are in this paid service, and then you have all these other companies from the outside. And Apple has 100,000 apps on their phone. They have I think 60,000 games plus probably 50,000 games that you can download. So obviously there's going to be companies that are going to lose out, but it's up to those companies that are losing out to come up with something innovative to get Apple's attention, to have them join Apple on the journey. And it's basically, now you're a company on the outside looking in. How am I going to make the next Candy Crush? Is essentially how you got to look at it as. Like, how am I going to make the game that's going to take 1 billion people want to download it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Their next biggest thing is Apple TV Plus. It is their streaming service of their independent TV shows and movies. It is separate from what Netflix has. It's not going to have your old movies, old TV shows, or anything like that. It is going to have new movies, new TV shows that are specifically made for Apple TV Plus. They already have a bunch of movies in the works. Characters like Jason Momoa, who played Aquaman.
I can't believe you just fucking called him Jason Momoa.
Hey, that's how I like to say his name. It's not actually what his name is, but
No, Jason. I call that all the time as a fucking joke.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe you actually said it.
So you have him. You have Haley. Steinfeld. Jennifer Aniston. A bunch of other characters. What the hell was his name? The main character from The Office, and
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. People like that who are already, they've been filming these movies already that are going to be a part of the Apple TV Plus.
It's been very like closed lip. I'm surprised nothing leaked.
Yep, none of these movies have ever been heard of until now.
Yeah, bring the next season of Office out on Apple TV.
Yep,
I have to buy it.
Oh yeah, no, I would buy that for that shit.
There's a movie that it's the next version. Do you guys know what the Bird Box is?
Yes.
Where you can't see.
I didn't mind it.
They're making their own movie, except basically what happens, a giant war takes place, and people go into hiding. A lot of people die. They emerge from the war to come find out they're all deaf.
Simpsons did it.
So
yeah.
So there's a movie basically now. They have to use sign language now, in their own ways because they can't hear anything.
That's a little bit better than the Bird Box. That's a better premise than Bird Box.
Stephen King is exclusive to Apple now.
Wow.
He is making films,
it's crazy,
as well as a TV show for Apple.
Wow.
J.J. Abrams is also making movies for Apple, and Oprah Winfrey is now also exclusive to Apple, making a TV show and a film for Apple, as well as she has kind of like a talk show about books.
Hey, you know what? Those are some big names.
Yeah.
Those are some big names.
And they were all exclusive to the Apple TV Plus, which once again is a paid subscription for Apple only, and they'll have its own TV shows and things along those lines.
It's just another thing to make, my fucking monthly bill even bigger.
Apple News Plus is their other thing. They're revamping their news app on their phones that makes it easier to basically get every magazine, every newspaper in the world in one location for a set price.
Now that's convenient.
Yeah.
That's really convenient.
Where you basically scroll through and everything like that. So they're revamping that. And the last piece was the Apple credit card. Apple is releasing their own credit card. They are partnering with Apple.
With Apple's partnering with Apple?
No, sorry, they are partnering with MasterCard. The card is essentially going to be absolutely ridiculous, and you probably have to have pretty perfect credit to get it. It's going to be made out of stainless steel, the card is. So it's going to be a pretty hefty card. 2.5% cash back on every transaction. Not just like gas and food. 2.5% back on every transaction. No late fees. No hidden fees. Anything along those lines. There is cash advances as well as over the limit. So if you purchase something, it'll allow you to a certain amount go over the max that your card allows you to do. Without charging you extra fees, and there's no late fees.
That's stupid.
Yeah. The interest is retardedly low.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to find how much the interest is. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm trying to find it. Hang on a second.
No, that's just crazy though. Yeah, you must have to have like 750 credit for like your entire goddamn life. I will never even be able to touch that thing.
The card will automatically sync with your phone. That it'll keep track of all your purchases and transactions. You swipe the card, it'll update on your phone.
See, I told you the fucking chemtrails. This is what it is. They're getting our brains ready for all this mush.
Let me see if I can find it.
Everything's got to talk to everything.
Yep, it's got to.
I want a game where I pick up a gun and shoot zombies. I want a plastic card that I slide into a thing and get my freaking snacks.
Slide a card where you have fake money to get your snacks.
Fine. I don't want the chip that's attached to the phone, that's attached to my eye, that's attached to my thumb, that's attached to my goddamn scroach. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm just shocked by, like, I want to know what you know what? My credit score's already shit as it is. I'm gonna fucking apply for it when it becomes available. I'm just gonna fucking do it.
Yeah,
if they send me,
you're gonna need people to.
Yo, if I get in, I'll be like, yo, you guys made a mistake. You guys made a big mistake.
Right? You can buy all that. You can buy that love doll you've been talking about.
I know. I've been talking about that love doll for a while.
I might do the same thing. My credit's trash. We'll both do it. We'll get love dolls. We'll go on double dates together.
Yeah, let's go on double dates with her. I'll go on my date with my Hatsune Miku love doll.
And you'll get 3% cash back on everything you purchase in the App Store. So 3% of everything that you buy inside, like, apps, like, you pay, like, you buy something, like, you buy Pokeballs inside of Pokemon Go or whatever, you get 3% back on that.
So what you're saying is...
Which is unreal.
What you're saying is, I can earn 2% back on my Hatsune Miku love doll.
Exactly.
And then earn 3% back when I download the Japanese Domino's app that has Hatsune Miku in it.
Yep. So it's...
Holy shit, I am fucking sold!
But yeah, it's unreal. It doesn't, I can't find the interest, but, there, once again...
1.7%.
Yeah, right. It's probably like 22, 25.
Once again, it'll be,
27.82.
Well, no, he said low. He said it was, like, stupid low.
It is.
So I'm thinking, like...
It's gonna be 117%, I swear to God, I guess, yeah.
I'm thinking, like, sub 5?
Yeah, they talk about it. It's just, it's stupid low.
Let's see what happens.
But yeah,
Apple money.
So that was the Apple keynote.
Wow, that was some good stuff. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you dropped a whole bucket of you dropped a bale of apples on us, guy. A bale of apples.
So, a bunch of apples like you can find in That's It fruit bars.
A bushel of apples. What do you got, James?
All right, so while that was going on, Sony had a press conference as well. Their brand new State of Play.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty top tier name, if you ask me. That's a nice little play on
like
PlayStation.
State of Union.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So unlike apples, this was kind of eh.
Yeah, that's what
it was very meh. Yeah. So it started off with a cool little VR game. A lot of VR games in this.
Yeah.
Which is great for me. This makes me feel like my PlayStation VR will not be collecting dust anytime soon. Probably one of the cooler things they showed off was an Iron Man VR game.
That's pretty cool.
You play as fucking Tony Stark, flying around, shooting your hand lasers and everything.
In VR?
In VR. You're like Tony Stark.
That's fucking cray, bro.
And it's coming out this year.
That's sick.
They talked about Crash Team Racing Nitro Refueled, which
I think I heard of this one.
It's a remake of Crash Team Racing, CTR. Yep. What many people say is the best kart racing game.
Heck yeah, man.
I've never played it, so I can't say. Mario Kart Wii is still the best. Fuck you. They have a really cool mode, or a really cool like texture pack in it that gives the characters like polygonal like models.
Nice.
To make it like a higher res version of the PS1 game. And there's going to be four-player split-screen battle mode. Hell yeah! I love me my split screen.
That's
just like
cool.
Just like in Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
It's a Mario Kart. Mario Kart.
We talked about this. I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but we talked about the new No Man's Sky update.
Yeah.
Beyond. So it's getting a VR mode.
Ah.
That's pretty interesting. It showed off a lot of multiplayer stuff. There's some cars in the game. I don't know if that was in there before, but that's pretty neato. Set to come out this summer.
That'll be really cool.
Probably the thing that's got me the most excited was something called Ready, Set, Heroes.
Okay.
So it's
a mode?
No, it's a game.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ready, Set, Heroes is a isometric dungeon crawler, kind of like Baldur's Gate or Diablo, that kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
But it uses all procedurally generated rooms. So just like in Diablo, where it's kind of different every time you play. Here's the real kicker. It's 4 players. It's a 4-player competitive co-op game. So
cool.
what happens is you're split into 2 teams, and you basically race each other through this dungeon to get through it the fastest while collecting, items and weapons and that kind of stuff. And at the end of the dungeon, you get pitted against each other in an arena to see who is the best.
Nice.
And the faster you make it through it, the better buffs and stuff, and the better stuff you get for this final fight at the end.
I like it. That's my kind of game.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of fun from what I saw. 4-player online and split-screen action, which will again be very cool. And that's coming out this year too.
Nice.
So that's gonna be pretty hype if you ask me.
I seen that they just sold. That they're celebrating 4.2 million VR sold, which is
yeah.
cool.
A bunch of useless technology sitting in people's houses.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's some games that are really fun. I want to get the VR for the Star Trek.
Yeah, Bridge Command.
Yeah,
I might pick it up.
I wish, man, if I had that, I'd be streaming that every day. I'd be like, Commander people I hate, load the photonic torpedoes.
Yeah, it's
like, I got you, bro.
I got you, bro. Boo, 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 boo.
Right?
You could get it on PSVR. I might pick it up. Job Simulator's fun. Job Simulator's so much fun. I was over at some friends' houses, and we were playing one of the demo discs that come with it, and they were like, "Oh, Job Simulator." I'm like, "Here, that seems like a bunch of fun. Here, you play it." And they're playing it, and they're just having so much fun. And the demo ends, and they're like, "Oh, the demo's over." And I'm like, "Just fucking buy it.
Yeah.
Just buy it. I don't care."
That's awesome.
There's another game coming out called Blood and Truth. I guess they showed it off at E3. I must have missed it. I wasn't paying attention.
It sounds familiar.
So it's made by London Studios. If I'm not mistaken, they're the ones that made the Getaway games.
Yeah. Yep.
Which were really fun.
Oh, I love those Getaway games. Oh my god.
So think of it like Getaway, but in VR. There's a lot of I put here lots of shooting. Looks like an action movie.
I like it. I like it.
That's coming out May 28th. Let me see if I can scroll down a little bit. There's another game coming out. This one isn't VR. Well, let me go to the last VR game. Well, they showed off a few more VR games, but let me show you the last VR game that they really showed off in Spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
That has Spotlight on. And it really kind of confused me because I didn't think this series has been popular for a year.
What is it?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well, didn't Best Buy release toys with it?
Yeah, well, everyone does. Yeah, everyone has. But I never thought. I didn't think it was still popular. I didn't think it was popular since 2015. I haven't really seen anyone talk about it unless your name is MatPat from the Game Theory.
I think it's the characters kind of stayed relevant because they kind of look cool.
Maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know Sony's making a movie with it. But yeah, coming in VR. It's coming out soon. It's going to have new levels and old levels. Five Nights at Freddy's isn't my thing. I didn't care for the first game, so I never really played it.
I know Best Buy before I left last year, they released the whole series of just toys and dolls of the characters and shit. But
yeah,
So I don't know if people just think the characters are cool, so they're like, just release the characters.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they have interesting designs and stuff, but like it's. I don't know. I just thought that was really weird. I was just looking at it with such confusion. I was
Yeah.
like, is this still even a like really popular thing anymore? I didn't think so.
I think it's more the characters in the game. People like the characters.
Yeah.
If I were to guess, I think that's what it is.
I think that's the thing. It's like the kids love like the characters.
Because stuff that Grayson watches will have like those characters, like the bear and shit, will randomly like pop up. Like they'll randomly show up. Have nothing to do with the video, but so I think that's why.
They'll just show up in the thumbnails, clickbait.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think that's kind of what kept it relevant.
Probably, maybe. I don't know.
Me neither.
But good for the guy though. The guy that made it. You know, good for him.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. They also talked about a game called Observation. So, think of the best way I like to describe this is: have you ever seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Mhm.
You know, HAL the computer, the HAL like what is it, HAL 9000?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, imagine being HAL.
Nice.
So it's the game of the space station. It's made by, I do believe it's published by Devolver Digital.
Okay.
Who's been developing some pretty bangers recently. Yeah, it says you're not in the space station, you are the space station.
I remember when I used to be a space station.
Yeah, how was it?
Glorious.
Jeff, you gotta elaborate on that now.
Alright, so check it out. First problem I had with it was that they don't warn you about the little tiny asteroids that fly at 10,000 million miles an hour through space and time.
No, they wouldn't, because that would look bad in the brochure.
You know, they're making a brochure for us, you know, for the space station. I'm supposed to be and then the whole thing where there's no real air ventilation.
No.
Because they're always recycling it, so the air constantly smells like fart.
Yeah, it does.
You know? It wasn't the best experience, really. They chalked it up. They made it sound like it was going to be amazing, and it was... Did I hear you say something about Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
Yeah. Sony's still trying to make it. Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone's feeling right now.
Okay, Sony.
Y'all need to stop, please. You made some good movies recently.
Dude, watch it win, like...
Fucking every award.
Yeah,
oh, God, they won't.
Up there with the new Spider-Man.
Oh, my God, I know.
No, don't you even put that trash anywhere near Into the Spider-Verse. The second best Spider-Man movie ever made.
Aim right, what smells like farts? The space station?
Yeah, the space station smells like farts.
Always.
The space station, because it's always it's like recycled farts. Yeah, there's stinky smells.
Yeah, so that's coming out May 21st. That's going to be a neat one.
Yep.
Next game they talked about was a game called Concrete Genie. It has a really interesting, I don't even know how to describe it, art style. It's weird. It's almost like imagine if a picture book was brought, like they animated a picture book.
Okay.
Where it's like very simplistic art style for like the face.
Yeah.
So like the mouth and eyes are moving, but everything else is kind of like very basic. You play as this kid who has to paint the world to like give it color. So it reminds me a lot of the game Okami, which is a fantastic game if no one's ever played it.
That's kind of cool.
If any of you guys haven't played it.
I've heard
and
of it.
like you paint these like monsters on the wall and stuff, and like to solve puzzles. It seems like a really cool game. It's getting a VR mode later, so I guess that's another VR game. It's coming out this fall.
Like a Little Big Planet, but with drawing.
Kinda. Showed off a new trailer for Days Gone, coming out April 26th. No one cares. I sure as hell don't care about Days Gone.
Not anymore. I don't. I care about a new zombie game.
Then, oh boy, did they make a fucking banger of a trailer here. Mortal Kombat 11.
Nice.
The Mortal Kombat 11 trailer is one of the best trailers I've seen in years.
Hmm.
They showed off Jax, Kung Lao, and Liu Kang, and just to a phenomenal soundtrack. I highly suggest.
Didn't they put in
After,
there the
after
split when he punched the dude in the nuts, like a mirage
Yeah!
to the original movie? Yeah.
Yeah, a mirage, an homage.
An homage, not a mirage. Yeah.
Yeah, so that actually got me hyped for the game. Basically, so the story is, I guess there's characters from the past and from the present,
Nice.
or the present and the future. I can't tell which. Interacting with each other. So like you have Johnny Cage, like current Johnny Cage, interacting with young Johnny Cage when he was like, back when he was like a cool little like action movie star before he became a grizzled old action movie star.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I seen that part where they said that they paid homage to the original Mortal Kombat when he did a split and punched that dude with the forearms in the nuts. I was like, that's awesome. Those
I'm
Mortal
watching the
Kombat
preview
games,
now.
those Mortal Kombat games are always crazy. The fatalities now,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, I might pick up Mortal Kombat 11. I haven't really sat down and played a Mortal Kombat game since
I don't even remember last time I did one.
2.
It's been a while. I know
Been
I
a
played the
long
newer
while.
ones, but fucking the fatalities are just disgusting. Ripping
Oh yeah, it's great.
your
Ah.
spine out of your throat or your asshole
Yep.
or whatever. It's just fucking. They're pretty insane.
Yeah. But I would highly recommend you guys, after listening to the podcast or what have
Get
you,
your bodies
going
in half.
and looking up the Mortal Kombat 11 trailer from State of Play. It is fantastic.
I think I got a plan right now. There's no audio, but I'm watching a fight scene between.
Oh, you need to watch it with the audio.
Oh yeah. Look,
You need
Raiden
to
just
watch
walked
it with the audio.
At least I think this is Raiden. Yeah, it's not Raiden.
All right.
It's Red Raiden.
There's so many new characters now.
Yeah, there are. But yeah, that was the State of Play. Very meh, extreme meh going on with it.
For what?
The Sony event.
It wasn't very eventful. Blah, blah, blah.
No, it wasn't great.
Which is kind of depressing because Sony
It is.
has supposed to be having a lot of things being released, but it makes me believe that certain games that used to be Sony exclusive aren't anymore, like Borderlands and not Borderlands.
Borderlands was
it wasn't exclusive, but things like your Final Fantasies and all that other stuff. So
Wasn't Mirror Edge an exclusive for
No.
a while?
No, that came out on a 360 as well.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was
They're
it
gonna
was a
have
very
more, so.
lackluster. Yeah, oh yeah, they're gonna have more. It could only get better from here.
yeah,
Is
True.
what I keep telling myself.
supposedly they're gonna have another one right before E3.
Oh, probably during E3, I would assume.
Yeah, I would assume
Around that
probably
time.
during it. They said it was slated for because E3 is what, June?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
or
said
mid-June.
the next one was going to be mid-June, which I'm assuming
Yeah.
will either be right before E3 or right in the middle of E3, because they're not part of it.
Yeah, which is smart. I mean, Nintendo hasn't been a part of it for years.
Yeah, and then the only real company that's going to be a part of it is Microsoft, and then
Microsoft, EA, and I think Ubisoft are really the three big
that's
people in it.
Microsoft is going to be they're basically starting. They're going to be building it around Microsoft now, with the other companies kind of having their own thing, with the other like EA and all them other ones when they release their games because they're cross-platform. So not cross-platform, but they release their games to every.
It's cross-platform.
Every system, so Sony can't have them exclusively.
Multi-platform.
To them, so,
there
yeah,
we go.
multi-platform. Yeah, not cross-platform. So